we go on to Bronx, a lovely place, I hear. NYPD cooler death.
We're reading from ABC 7.
Trial begins for Sergeant Eric Duran, charged with killing suspect in botched arrest in the Bronx. The criminal trial of NYPD Sergeant Eric Duran, accused of tossing a cooler at a drug suspect as he fled arrest in the Bronx, killing him, began on Wednesday. Duran was indicted on manslaughter charges in August 2023 for the death of 30-year-old Eric Dupree, a delivery worker suspected of drug dealing. Dupree filed a drug arrest. Dupree fled a drug arrest, speeding off on a scooter. Duran grabbed a white plastic cooler and forcefully threw it at Dupree, striking him in the head. Dupree lost control of his scooter and crashed into a tree. The sergeant has pleaded not guilty, which is just like, I don't even. That's like some video game.
I mean, this is so many of our stories. So many of our stories are cops shooting people as they drive away, taking their car and crashing into them for, again, just trying to flee. Like, again, it just becomes an ego thing. Yeah. All public safety goes out the window. All sort of like semblance of training goes out the window. Being a professional, it's just, don't you dare personally disrespect my feeling of authority. Your right to live, you have now revoked it by disrespecting me. And I mean, yeah, this guy's on a scooter. He throws a fucking giant water cooler at him. Like, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen?
Just no thinking, no like, just Looney Tune shit. Like actual Looney Tune ass story. You threw a water cooler at a guy for just because. I don't even know. This is like it's just too assault and attack. He crashes on his scooter and cracks his skull.
A delivery driver, like, you know, okay, he's fleeing a drug, like, you know, I don't know if this person was even involved in any sort of drug thing. Like, your instinct would be like, oh, he must be guilty of it if he's fleeing. But this is a delivery driver on a scooter. We know that in New York, these are people who frequently can't speak English, who frequently are undocumented. Like, there could be a million reasons why he would not want to talk to a police officer who might have been approaching him very aggressively, and now he's dead.
I mean, fucking ICE is kidnapping niggas. And what if you're a migrant? What if I get why a delivery driver would take off. I'm working. I'm a working person. This country has the history of immigrants being here and working as, you know, delivery drivers just to pay off, to be just to live here and like contribute to society, build their life. And now ICE has descended upon America, and it's just like, all right, if I get caught, I can only imagine if I was like an immigrant working in this country, and now cops are coming at me, nigga, I'm fucking booking it. I don't want to get deported back to wherever I came from, or like this is gonna like it's gonna be more than just an arrest dealing with. So I know they're painting it. I know if they say drug suspect, we have to go with whatever they say. But also, I just don't. Whenever they try to, he might. I don't know if he was like a drug suspect or whatever, but I just do have like empathy.
But the other point we need to make is so yeah. It's good to make that point that he's a drug suspect. He did flee, but that doesn't mean guilt.
Yeah.
But second of all, even if he is someone who's selling narcotics, doing drugs, that is not a death sentence.
Yeah.
That is not something that anyone would decide. Most 99% in America people do not think you should be executed for selling an illegal drug.
Yeah, it's murder is like the most. It's not to do like a basic common sense. Murder is the worst thing you can do. We all agree morally. This is murder up here. That's fucked up. All right, you know, I think rape up here, murder up here. Well, you know, we all got our whatevers. Selling drugs, especially since people buy drugs. Your average American buys drugs.
You're not forcing someone to take drugs, unlike the other two things you said.
People are going to get drugs. Drug dealers didn't just spawn out of nowhere. People want drugs. They will.
I don't think there's anything bad in just the very basic thing. Like, I think drugs should be legalized. Yeah. I think a lot of drug dealers do a lot of bad things because they're forced into the underworld.
Yeah.
Of course, there are unethical ways to sell people drugs. I'm not going to say that everyone should just do all like
Yeah.
children should be doing drugs, blah, 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 blah. You get it. But yeah, this person, even if he was a drug dealer, again, this person like deserves to die.
It doesn't make sense that at what point is justice and like the law expressing the intent of what we think. Like if we think murder is this bad and we think we just know selling drugs is down here, but you catch somebody selling drugs and so you murder them, nigga, that's morally worse.
Yeah.
How am I not supposed to be like, oh, thank God you did that? No, that is worse than the crime that was originally is worse than the original sin. You committed a worse crime trying to punish the original sin, and it's like, okay, well now there needs to be some sort of justice for what you did because I just don't get.
It's also like a great window into like the culture, the mentality of because like what if I'm a cop. I think I would like to think of myself as a professional who is going to execute my job as a law enforcement officer. And there would be nowhere in my calculus where that would be I'm going to throw a fucking giant water cooler at a man on a motorized scooter. Like, in what world is that professional?
That's like,
is that a service to the public in any way?
No, that is like some literal Bad Boys 1 and 2 cop shtick comedy you're trying to pull off. Some shit you actually saw in a movie. You're trying to pull off in real life, and you've killed a man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's the mentality that we're seeing out of these cops so often, not the neutral, objective, like arbiter of the law. Yeah. It's cowboy shit.
I want to live like a fucking badass. I'm in my own movie. Like, dude, you can see it happening to them.
Shake Shack's trying to poison me. They're out to get me.
I gotta take justice in my own hands by calling my manager. But I'll continue. The sergeant has pled not guilty. The sergeant has pled not guilty. The victim's 49-year-old mother said it's very painful to see him and not even have an answer to what he did or sorry. Not even look me in the face. She wore a pendant with her son's photo on a necklace. She stood alongside Dupree's widow and other family members who were all in court for opening statements for a bench trial, which will be prosecuted by the New York State Attorney's General Office. A judge, not a jury, will decide Duran's fate.
Damn.
During opening statements, prosecutors say Duran threw a loaded cooler at Mr. Dupree's head with such force it knocked him off the scooter, causing him to crash into the pavement, split his head open, and die almost instantaneously. You've seen people drive around, especially if you live in New York. You see with these like people on these scooters, they're already very dangerous. It's like they're always an inch away from danger. Like the way the New York streets are set up is like cars, people driving by on bikes, scooters. It's just already chaotic. So to just throw a fucking cooler at somebody while they're on this like very fragile piece of transportation.
That's a great point.
It's insanely dangerous. It's like
the normal thought and feeling everyone has to these delivery drivers zipping around on these motorized scooters is that wow, this is very precarious. I need to be very careful. And if anything, you're annoyed at them because you're concerned for safety.
I'm just like, how I regularly think about like, damn, how many? I remember I Googled this like 3 months ago because I was just like, how many delivery drivers are like getting hit by cars? And it's like I think it's like 15 a year, which is still that's a lot. But it's so ubiquitous and like so like part of just New York culture and just driving and like how things operate. It's just part of life. It's just like people have to drive this like kind of crazy.
Yeah, you feel for them. Yeah, you're like, damn, like even when they like, zip by you or something like that, you're like, whoa, but shit. Damn, like be careful out there, dude. This is insane.
And if ourselves are like, oh, let me move out this dude's way so he won't fucking crash and die, for a cop to be like, oh, I'm gonna throw something at this nigga while he's driving at clearly fast enough speed to crash and split his head open and die instantaneously. He clearly was going at I don't know. That's just fucking.
But like, yes, something that definitely stands out as well is right here, a bench trial which will be prosecuted by the New York State Attorney General's Office a judge and not a
his
jury. So
yeah, how do they decide that? When don't you? Yeah.
I guess this is like in another article they've phrased it like the cop opted for that. So I don't know in what situations that cops can be granted the special privilege to just remove a jury of your peers, which is the whole point. Not the whole point, but an integral part of our court system. The one that the rest of us have to deal with. What the general population is going to think and judge of us. Instead, it's just a single judge. And the prosecution is the New York State Attorney General's office. So cops and Attorney General, they're on the same team.
They like this.
So
they're like Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Maybe on each other. Like, are they fucking? Maybe.
Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth.
All right. Damn, I was about to start singing Wicked. Copyright strike. But still photos showed the first few minutes of body camera video played in court on Wednesday from the first responding officer. Duran is seen in a green shirt with Dupree on the ground and officers rendering aid. The defense attorney, it's always just so funny when they render aid after murdering somebody. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit, my bad for shooting you, dog. Let me give you CPR. Nigga, you would have helped if you didn't shoot me. That would have been the first. The defense attorney countered in openings, telling the court the opposite, saying the only thing available to him was a cooler and that he didn't know if it was full or empty, but his thoughts was to stop the threat. Stop the threat from what?
Exactly.
Escaping? Do your fucking police work and investigate, nigga.
Yeah.
What do you mean escaping? Like, if I didn't get him now, then that was it.
So he was going on a rampage delivering pizzas and tacos and burgers. Who knows what he would have delivered next?
Duran, who was suspended until the outcome of the trial, was supported in court by his large family. The trial drew a crowd of nearly 36 protesters in support of Dupree. Duran faces a maximum sentence of 25 years behind bars if he is convicted of manslaughter. It is the first trial of an on-duty officer in death in nearly a decade.